Hi, I'm Brian Davis. Today I'm visiting with Kristi Piehl, who has been a member of Vistage for about 3 years. She is the founder and owner of Media Minefield, one of the most respected public relations firms here in the Twin Cities. And since joining Vistage just 3 short years ago, she started and completed her MBA at her master's at Pepperdine. She has built a very strong leadership team that's producing record results, even when she and her husband Ben had to step away for 9 months as they dealt with their teenage son's cancer treatment and recovery. Uh, she, in addition to that, has written a book called Flip Your Script, which helps CEOs and others see how they can use social media to increase their competitive advantage and use social media for good. Um, on top of that, she's won several industry awards and has become one of the most sought after Vistage speakers on the circuit, talking to CEO groups throughout the country about how to use social media for good. So with that, I'll turn it over to Kristi. So Kristi, you have belonged to a couple of peer group organizations. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I was a member of a women's only peer group, and then I was a member of an entrepreneurs organization in Minnesota. And I found value in both of them, but they were each missing something. So the one is kind of set up where you have a big speaker kind of come in a really large group setting, and then the peer group is quite small. And not there's no one leading it, so there isn't a chair, there isn't someone sort of keeping it on track. So I found that to be lacking. And then the women's only group, all the studies show that many women's uh, owned companies don't reach scale. And I was in a group with a lot of women, some of them are friends. It was valuable, but I was just lacking the kind of push and fire that I believe a mixed gender group offers. So that's what I was looking for when I first started talking with you.
Great. And so for that reason, you were looking for something else, and you joined Vistage. So what attracted you to Vistage?
I had a key member of my leadership team already as part of a Vistage group, and he was finding tremendous value. I was excited about the opportunity to be in a peer group of 20 other leaders. So it was of size, but still small enough that relationships could be built. I was excited about having different speakers come in who could educate us on the trending topics of the day. And I love the idea of having you as a chair and having someone who would mentor me in between the sessions. And I knew that things would happen in life where it would be very valuable to have other people that I could raise a red flag to if and when I needed help. And I've been doing this long enough that I wanted to also offer help to others because my perspective and my background is different than some of the other people in our peer group.
Great. So as you think about the last 3 years, are there some particular things that come to mind that were really helpful for you as you navigated the challenges in front of you?
When I was retooling the leadership team, there was a moment and something that happened within the business where I knew that I needed to make a difficult decision and I needed to talk it through with other people who were not emotionally attached to what was going on and who knew me and the business well enough that we didn't have to go through all of that. So there was something that happened pretty significant. I put out the kind of red flag warning, who can meet me tomorrow morning for breakfast. A handful of folks in my small group showed up and they helped me navigate and said the hard things like set your emotions over here. We got to get down to business. We'll deal with your emotions, next week. And it was just people who could speak truth in a way that cared for the business, cared for me, but didn't frankly have a dog in the fight. So they weren't connected to the emotion of it, and they knew best practices and had seen things in their own businesses. Any of us that lead businesses with people, and I think that's everyone who has a business of any size, you deal with people stuff, and it's really helpful to be around people who have dealt with some things to navigate. I've also had some other situations personally. You mentioned that my son had a cancer journey. He's cancer free, and the way that my Vistage group showed up, not just emotional support, but in helping other kids and their families who have cancer, has been overwhelming. So I really feel like I have people that are speaking truth into me and into the business, who have my back, who will say the things that need to be said, and also are cheering for me. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do the same thing for them.
Great. Thank you. So you've been a part of the group now for over 3 years. So why do you stay at this point?
Every now and then, because of the traveling or the different speaking things that I do, I have to miss. And I hate missing because I know that there is value in being in that room. And sometimes the biggest piece of value is whatever the speaker that day says. Sometimes it's some comment that someone else makes that just makes a light bulb go off for me. Sometimes it's something that happens with a relationship, or I know that I can offer help to someone else. I hate missing the meetings because there's always value, and I always leave with some really valuable nugget. And I will kind of leave and think, okay, well, if I get nothing else for this whole year, that one thing made, all of the amount of time and money spent into this worth it.
Right, right. Well, and Kristi, we're blessed to have you part of our group, and I am so glad to be able to continue to partner with you going forward.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure. And I'm grateful that I now have three other members in my company in Vistage groups. And as I go around the country and see different Vistage groups, I always am just so grateful that I'm part of the community.
Great, thank you.